Hello everyone, one sec, there you go, that's better. Just a heads up, it's bloody cold here in the UK, so that's why I'm warmed up, wrapped up, and I've also got a couple of duvets on me. Because as you guys know, I record upstairs, because we live in a very small house. One day I'll actually show you exactly how small it is. I'm going to do some decorating next year. Would have done it this year, but with him, we've not really had the time. So I have 2 videos to do, and it's talking about 2 of the 3 people I talk about regularly. The third person I only talked about last week. One of them is sort of a response to a video not too dissimilar from the Reptile video that was put out earlier this week by Margo Indigo. Then the other one is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. It's just with time and having bad days, I've not really had the chance. We've had some good news. I've got a new set of wheels, which is good, because my other one was, one of my brakes didn't work, which isn't good. So I've got a brand new set, literally the wheels are pristine clean. So it's going to get a christened wheel soon, so. Anyway, so this video is about Margo Indigo's video on John Kuckian and then John Kuckian as a whole. Most of the guys that know who I am know I do not like John. I am a British YouTuber. I am a YouTuber that is very outspoken about certain things, and believe it or not, both this video and the other video that's for you guys that you'll see on Friday, they have the one topic in that always gets me pissed off, which even the Joy video from last week had the same thing in, and it's, oh, but I'll explain that in a sec. So Margo did a video on John Kuckian. It's sort of a continuation on from her video from last year. Now, her video from last year, she talked about it, and she talked about some of the stuff was essentially rehashing what we already knew, and then there is other stuff that's happened this year that she herself hasn't covered, but others have, including myself. So I'm going to go through the basic points she gave and then interject my own bits here and there. So I have notes here for my doody little pad. So apparently, you may remember this from, well, almost this time last year. John was doing an in-person launch, and he was doing an online launch. He was also doing a launch party in a club, and I can't remember whether the club was in London or Newcastle, I'm not 100% sure. But that never happened because the club, he hadn't tied down the club, even though he said he had when he hadn't, and Margo obviously found that out. She found that out last year, and apparently Margo getting in touch with the actual venue made the venue a bit skittish, so they sort of backed out on the deal of doing the launch. So he had to find a new place, but he never did. And those people that had already bought tickets, that had already done, ordered transportation, flights and accommodation, he said he was going to refund everybody everything. He never did. It's never been refunded from multiple people. I know Margo's actual video on her channel has been banned in the UK, but there are ways of watching it, which I will go to at the end. But I watched it before he banned it, because he struck it down for defamation, which it isn't. But so then there's the false claims he did on, I've forgotten what his name is, okay. the lady who housed him, the one who apparently he said she was going to burn him in the house, that locked him in the basement and things like this. Everything he said has been disproven. The basement itself does not lock. She can't lock the door from the outside. He has to lock it from the inside. So her locking him in the basement is a bit of a stretch. The reason why she went mad at him was because he took her blood sugar, one of her pallets that she bought from Jeffree Star, and he wrecked it. And he then gave it back, even though he claimed it was his, but it wasn't. And then he would never pay for anything. He was given access to her entire makeup collection. He was given access to her house. She would buy him food. She would buy him bottled water because he was allergic to tap water, which has been disproven. So many things, and it got to the point where she'd had enough, which frankly I don't blame her. So she turned around and said, "You better get out," and he was recording a video on his way to the airport where he stayed at a hotel, then flew somewhere, and he was recording the whole time he was in the car with her husband, and he said that he had the husband's permission. Now the thing is, the person in question, the husband in question, he works, I think it's for the Department of Defence, so even if he wanted to give John his permission to record him, he can't, because it's against security and it's a breach of national security. So they filed charges against John, but then he literally fled back to the UK. So it's in the process of going through other avenues. So yes, his channel is dying. His channel loses subscribers, and what he'll do is he'll do live view counts or live subscriber counts to bump his channel up in views. But literally, his channel is literally dying. I'll try and get a screen grab and pop it in for you right here, which will show you that almost every day he's at a minus, which isn't good. Claiming items that aren't his. Like I said, the ladies who he stayed with, Jeffree Star palette, he claimed was his, it wasn't. He contradicts himself and he said he didn't say anything about what happened when he was staying with this lady, but he did, saying that she was crazy, that it was a bad situation, but he constantly said it. And then he said, I only talked about it a few times on live stream. So 1 minute you're saying you never talked about it, then the next minute you're saying you only talked about it in live stream. He also wants the Jeffree Star lifestyle. Now, for those that don't know, Jeffree Star is a multi-million-dollar businessman. He is one of the biggest earners on YouTube, which shouldn't surprise you. He doesn't just do YouTube. He has his own makeup line. He has his own merch lines that he does for other people. He has multiple businesses, and he has multiple different avenues for his creative outlets. Yes, his reputation isn't the cleanest, but nobody on YouTube's reputation is the cleanest. And I mean nobody. Even some of the biggest YouTubers will admit that they've done some dodgy shit in the past. And said some dodgy shit in the past. He also said that the people he stayed with, and I think in total there was 4. There was 3 ladies and then 1 man that he stayed with, and apparently they all went crazy. Okay. Here's a bit of pop psychology, if you will. If you are involved in 4 similar situations with 4 different people or different groups of people where the net result is the same, then you take the common denominator within all those circumstances, and that is usually the cause for the behaviour, for the snapping, for the going crazy, if you will. The common denominator in all those situations was John. So what does that say about John? But I'll get to that in a bit. He likes to gaslight. He's like, I'm the victim, I'm the victim, I'm the victim. Everybody's saying bad shit about me, but yet you're the first person to say bad shit about everybody else. And you think it's okay for you to say bad shit, but if somebody else says bad shit on you, if everybody you had falsely accused of things or faked evidence on did defamation claims on you, your channel will be dead like this. Now, there are people that are in the process of trying to get you off YouTube, and I think YouTube should listen, but that's just my opinion. Especially after the shit you pulled this time last year. He says that his relationship with Sam, which is here for the tea, was very much like domestic abuse, and that he is against domestic abuse, but yet he's the one that says that she was abusive when, in, like I say, in all circumstances, the thing that's turned out to be the bad egg, or every time the situation has turned toxic or somebody's turned on you, the common denominator is you, John, not everybody else. And 9 times out of 10 it's because you say you're going to do one thing and you do something completely different. Because I think, correct me if I'm wrong down below, but if I'm right, the whole reason why Here for the Tea and John sort of broke up, if you will, is because they were planning on doing a series together, and then John did the series without her, even though she'd done most of the research. Which is normal, because for his stories, he'll either use other people's videos, or he'll get stuff on Local or off Twitter that anybody has already got access to. And then he says, this one's a funny one. He claims to be an investigative journalist, but he wouldn't know investigative journalism if it came up and slapped him in the face. Which he wasn't. I think the closest we have to an investigative journalist here on YouTube would be Philip DeFranco. Now, most of you know I'm a fan of Phil. I don't agree with everything that comes out of his mouth, but I do agree that he makes a lot of sense. Probably say 70 to 80% of the time. Now, he's the type of person, he'll find a story and then he'll research every angle that he possibly can, and he has a team of researchers, and also some of the editors will literally look into every single video clip, every single news article, everything, to pull out the information that they need. Now, John literally goes onto Local or onto Twitter, picks up a story and then runs with it, and it ends up saying shit that isn't even real, and falsifying text messages, falsifying tweets. But then again, he's good at falsifying things, because one of the art galleries that he worked in, and those that have seen the Josh Shaw's video on John will know what I'm on about. One of the art shows that he was in that was being displayed by a particular company. When you look into the registration of that company, it's owned by John Kuckian, as is the website. His art looks very similar to somebody else. Now, I know in art, I know this for a fact because I do art. I'm not that good, but I do it. And in art, sometimes you do get 2 people that have a similar style and a similar topic. But that was a little bit too close to call. Then there's the fact that he has a thing of calling people predators. He's done it with Sam. He's done it with Jacqueline Hill, because he said that she groomed him for 5 months. He also said that he says other people are sexual predators, including Thomas Halbert, and Peter Mon, even though there is no proof anywhere of that. And he said that Charles Gross would back him up on that, but Charles Gross didn't back him up on that. Actually said, no, you're talking out your ass, which obviously backfired on John. So, and then there's the fight. And this is another thing that pisses me off, is he takes the piss out of his subscribers. And what I mean is, he's done this for years. When he first got a PO box, a subscriber bought him a microphone. It was after that's like, it was something like 500 or 600 quid, and she bought it for him, and he used it, and then he literally did her dirty, and she has since said that she regrets buying it him. Then there were the time that he wanted people's Amazon Prime login, which people are saying, yeah, but that's probably just so that you can watch Prime TV. And it's like, yeah, that might be the case, but the fact is, on Amazon, if you have somebody's Amazon Prime login, you have their Amazon login. If you have their Amazon login, you have access to their funds, because usually a bank card or a bank account or a credit card is attached to that account. So say I had my mum's Amazon Prime login. She doesn't have one, but just think, if she did, if I had that login, I could go onto Amazon. Not that I would never do this. I could go onto Amazon, buy stuff, and not have to pay for it. And he asks people like this all the time, and he also asked his subscribers for £200,000 so he can buy a house, even though he owes the tax guy, the British version of the IRS money, which is Inland Revenue and Customs, that's it. And then there is a lot she didn't cover, but there's a lot she did. He's doing another launch, and I've seen stills from some of the videos, and one of the models, she literally looks like that. She looks petrified. And the fact is that the makeup has caused that many reactions on people that a lot of people don't want to know. They want to have nothing to do with the makeup line, because his brand is tainted. He copies Jeffree Star left, right and centre with shades, and he does, with Jeffree Star, even the first time he brought out lipsticks, and he actually had one, same colour and the same name as one of Jeffree Star's, and he said he wasn't copying him. Then when Jeffree Star started doing collabs with some other YouTubers, he deleted all his bad Jeffree Star videos and started sucking up to him, and it's like, yeah, that's not going to work, because you're a parasite, and a lot of people can't stand you, and I'm actually glad that a lot of people have started to see the light and see, well, shit, this guy's not as good as we thought he was, this guy's a bit of a dick, blah blah blah. It's taken a while, but they've got there. So, now, will this be the end of John Kuckian? I don't know. YouTube does need to do something about this, because it's literally him and Onision and Joy literally need locking in a steel cage, because the three of them are literally interchangeable. They cause drama for drama's sake. They act entitled, and they seem to think that they're the bee's knees, and that their opinion is the be all and end all, and that you should only listen to them. Now, on my channel, I believe in something called critical thinking, and I believe that everybody has the right to research anything that they are told, which is what I do when I watch Phil, or when I watch anything news related. I don't just take what's being presented to me as fact. I look at it, if I'm interested in a topic, I will go research it myself, and I will do my research and come to my own opinion. Whereas John, it's literally you have to listen to him and nobody else, and it's like, that's not the way life works, and it's never worked that way. And the fact that he seems to think it does is very telling. What will happen, I don't know. Just have to wait and see. Let's just hope he doesn't do a report of what he's done for the last 2 years. Repeat, should I say, of what he's done for the last 2 years. Again. Because we don't want that. So stay safe, be good, have fun. And I will see you very soon. Hello everyone, I'm just jumping in here at the end to show you John's social blade and also show you where you can get a hold of Margo's video, because I know John's banned Margo's video on her channel in the UK, but a lot of other people have re-uploaded it. This is John's social blade. His current subscribers is 377,000 subscribers. Total views 71 million. His views for the last days are down over 500,000. His subscribers are down by 3.3 thousand over the last 30 days, and every day has been a negative. Right, so that's his social blade. He's not doing very well at all. Now, here's YouTube, and this is essentially this is the video, so you can actually get it in the UK, because I'm in the UK. I don't have a VPN on here. If you want to watch Margo's video herself, you can download what's called a VPN. You can use it on tablets, phones and laptops. There are some free ones, but there are some that you pay for, which basically makes YouTube think you're in a different country. I mentioned it in my Article 13 video. So we shall, there is that option, but there are other people that have re-uploaded it on YouTube. There's quite a lot of people that have re-uploaded it because of the fact that John's done a claim saying that it's I forgot what I called it. That it was slander, and which it isn't, because everything she backs up. So we shall see. So I just started editing. I just thought I'd record this. I'll pop it in at the end so that you can see what I'm talking about.